Thank you, Adrian. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Craven Cottage. Still a lot of empty seats on that Riverside stand because it's not been signed off yet, not completely finished, but the atmosphere is terrific. Maybe Fulham sensed something. The last time Chelsea started a season this badly, acid house music was on the rise, 20 million were watching Neighbours, and Richard and Judy started presenting this morning for the first time in a run that would last 13 years. Chelsea were having a relaunch too back then, 1988. Bobby Campbell was the manager. They'd been relegated to Division 2. There was an influx of new players, and they failed to win any of their first league games. 6 of them without a victory at the beginning of that season. But an autumn recovery sparked a winter revival, and Chelsea hit Manchester City to win the league. Not sure that will happen this year, but 35 years on from that season that transformed Chelsea and provided the launch pad for what was to follow, Maurizio Pochettino will hope that tonight provides his team with the opportunity to kick on. There's echoes of 1988 for Fulham too. They started that season with a disappointing result at home to Brentford, but recovered to finish in the top 6. The difference was that was in Division 3. Just one of the many reasons why Fulham fans don't get too het up about an up and down start to the season. Both teams have lost key personnel in the summer. Both are struggling for goals. Both have West London supremacy in their sights after ceding it to Brentford last year for the first time in living memory. Fulham make just one change. Harry Wilson steps in. So it's Bernd Leno in goal. Tim Castagne the right back. Diop, Ream and Anthony Robinson the back 4. Polina and Harrison Reed are the 2 holders in midfield. Pereira playing in the 10 with William one side and Wilson the other. So as Chelsea are concerned, they've made a couple of changes. Raheem Sterling has had a virus, so he isn't able to participate from the start. He's on the bench. Suspensions for both Nicholas Jackson and Malagusto mean that Mark Cucurella plays at right back in front of Robert Sanchez. Disasi, Silva and Colwell make up the back 4. Gallagher and Caicedo holding Fernandes further on. Cole Palmer and Mikhailo Mudryk will flank Armando Broja in attack. His 15th Premier League appearance for Chelsea, only ever scored 1 goal in the Premier League for the club. Tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday night, we've got live football for you from Europe. Arsenal, United, West Ham, all involved. Tonight it's all about the West London neighbours, and everybody needs good neighbours, but these neighbours are not good friends. White shirts, black sleeves, black shorts and black socks. Fulham attacking the goal away to our left. The Putney end in the first half. Our referee is Tim Robinson. A change of assistant. Dan Cook replaced by Eddie Smart after what happened at the weekend. And Chelsea in all blue with white socks attacking the goal away to our right hand side. We're underway and Danny Murphy is alongside me in the commentary box. He was 11 in 1988. It's all about the future for Fulham and Chelsea. Whose victory more important for tonight?
I think Chelsea, in the bigger scheme of things, under huge pressure. The manager, a lot of people questioning what's going on at the club, not just him. Huge game, really looking forward to it.
Coming down the right is Harry Wilson for Fulham, exchanging passes with Harrison Reed. The return out to the far side isn't chased down by Chelsea, and it's picked up eventually by Polina, just halfway inside Chelsea territory. Back down the right they go again, and they've managed to get in round the back. It's played to Pereira on the edge of the penalty area, and then back in towards Harry Wilson, who tries to charge into the box, didn't quite get hold of it. And it's cleared away, and now Chelsea sprinting down the left-hand side. A couple of hefty challenges going in. The second came from Diop. There's already another one which is a little bit wild, and as a result of that, the referee's brought it back for a free kick to Chelsea just inside their own half. 0-0.
Good start actually from Fulham. Harry Wilson flew past Fernandes too easily, but when Chelsea did win it back, you could see the pace from Mudryk straight away. Diop had to go over and cover him.
Broja trying to link with Gallagher, and he's on to the edge of the penalty area. He rounds the goalkeeper. He's free in front of goal. Can he finish? No, he's over the bar. It's a wild finish from Armando Broja, who did all the hard work, combined well with Gallagher, got into a shooting position after rounding the goalkeeper inside the box, and he ballooned it over the crossbar. What a chance inside a minute and a half.
Well, Broja gets in. It's a bit of a mix-up with Diop and Castagne. and he nicks the ball off Harrison Reed, who's trying to help out. He's in one-on-one. He dummies to shoot, takes it round the goalkeeper, braces himself, calms himself, skies it over the bar. I thought he'd done the hard bit. Nice bit of composure to go round the keeper, leans back over the bar.
Danny, it's become apparently clear over the course of the last few weeks that Chelsea's hard bit is putting the ball in the back of the net.
That was an easy chance, and the only thing was disconcerting for Fulham how easily he got in there.
Well, Fulham 4 points off Chelsea last season. They won 2-1 here in the game that turned on a João Felix red card, and 0-0 at the Bridge. Mitrovic here for the game against Chelsea was injured, so Vinicius played up front. It's Jimenez who's up front tonight, but it's Chelsea who are doing the attacking. Enzo Fernandez, edge of the penalty area, left hand side. Mykhailo Mudryk gets into the penalty area. Breuer on the edge of the 6-yard box. Mudryk runs down a cul-de-sac, gives the ball away to Pereira, and then Tim Castagne exchanges passes with Wilson and plays the ball up to the midway point of the Fulham half. Back to Breuer once again. Cole Palmer around the corner. Enzo Fernandez is in. His touch is heavy. Couldn't quite get there. He was stretching for it. Triangles on the edge of the box from Chelsea. They've got in twice.
Good move.
Scored.
Good move. Brozier involved again.
Robinson travelling down the left-hand side. William picking the ball up left of the near touchline. He cuts in field and then releases Pereira. Pereira in the number 10 is tackled by Moises Caicedo. The referee eventually gives the free kick in Fulham's favour.
He wasn't going to. I think it is a foul, but he gave it because of the reaction Pereira on the floor. I think he got a bit of the ball and the man. We'll have a look now. That's good tackle. It's not foul. Good tackle from Caicedo.
Actually, there's a really poor decision to give that as a foul.
He didn't give it. I was watching him. He didn't give it initially because he saw that he won the ball. It's only when he screamed.
So did he consult with his linesman on this?
No, it's because he saw him scream and he panicked and gave a free kick because he thought he'd hurt himself, which is
not really the criteria.
No, but it happens. Human nature.
I'm not sure the league positions give a fair reflection of these two performances, especially Chelsea, but points are what you play for, and they kick off tonight 10 points off 5th place. Despite their mounting issues, Pochettino has handled the pressure of the whole situation very well. Hasn't been, he showed very few signs of being ruffled, but he will, I'm sure, feel the pressure should they have a problem tonight. I suppose that's the benefit of having an experienced manager in the dugout. That free kick wasted by Fulham. They're trying to change the angle, went a little bit too straight. They went down the left channel, it was over here, and it goes out of play for a goal kick away to our left. Chelsea sporting a change strip tonight. They're wearing their new home kit, which they released at the beginning of the season, but for the first time this season it has a sponsor across the middle of it.
It's also got some very snazzy voluminous badges on it, isn't it? You're talking about, what was you saying before, the Acid House days?
Yeah.
Could wear one of those to an acid house party and be at home, those Chelsea tops.
Kind of party that you frequent, is it?
Not anymore, mate, no.
Yeah, it's got one of those sort of reflective badges which changes colour. The crest of Chelsea's changes colour and it glints off the floodlights here quite spectacularly. The ball is out over on the far side. Great ball from left to right by Fulham. Into Wilson, whose cross is delivered to the back edge of the Chelsea penalty area. William was the target. It's away by Cucurella. Under pressure, Cole Palmer draws the foul from Anthony Robinson, and it's a free kick in the right full-back position.
That drives me mad. Cole Palmer's got the ball near his own corner flag, back to goal. Robinson comes flying in, he waits to touch him, he goes over. Just use your brains. Someone's got to be talking to him there.
And the key difference between these two sides is, although they have 5 goals each in the Premier League so far this season, and scoring is obviously a problem, Chelsea have an XG goals tally of 12. Fulham have an XG for the season of just over 6, which suggests Chelsea aren't taking their chances, and we've seen evidence of that, and Fulham aren't making enough. Ball up to the halfway line. Pereira goes down under a challenge again, rolls around and then gets the free kick and gets straight back up again. It's not going to be a night like that, is it?
It's nice to see Pereira actually. He had a terrific season last season. The beginning of this season was a little bit stop-start for him, but he's full of energy, good pressing for Fulham, good runs from behind when they go forward. He's got to try and have a bigger role this season, I think, with Mitrovic not being there, and try and contribute that little bit more with goals and assists.
It was so useful for Mitrovic last season, wasn't he? He was a vital cog in this Fulham will. 0-0, 6 minutes played. You're listening to Talk Sport. Thank you very much for lending us your ears. The ball is in the right fullback position with Tim Castagna of Fulham in white shirts, attacking down the right-hand side. Harrison Reed makes a run from deep into the right channel. He's dispossessed eventually by Levi Colwill. And then Armando Broja, who had such a brilliant chance in the first 90 seconds of the game when he rounded Bernd Leno, but ballooned the ball over the top of the crossbar, tries to hold the ball up, gets a free kick for Chelsea, who look to play away to our left-hand side. Here is Marc Cucurella playing at right back, an unfamiliar position because of the suspension to Malagusto and the injury to Reece James. Palmer plays it back towards Disasi. It's cleared away by Robert Sanchez, and up on halfway it's taken down by Broja. Heaton turns it infield to Gallagher. It's turned on towards the centre circle, and Enzo Fernandez out towards the far side. It's a bit behind Mykhailo Mudryk, who skates into the box, goes on the outside of the defender and runs out of room. And it's out for a goal kick.
It's actually a bad ball from Fernandez. He wants a little ball in behind someone to run onto. He plays it behind him, which sends him out further wide, Mudryk. Then he ends up going down a blind alley, really, and running it out of play. But it's poor pass from Fernandez. Mudryk's got to do a bit better there. A bit too erratic.
Not scored yet in 20 Premier League appearances for Chelsea, 16 shots, 853 minutes now of Premier League football for Mykhailo Mudryk, the Ukrainian international, brought in for £88 million in January. Enzo Fernandez was the one trying to combine with him. Cost just the small matter of £105 million. No wonder Mauricio Pochettino is folding his arms and trying to cajole his troops. He's been pretty positive so far. Ball thrown in, Cole Palmer can't reach it. Cucurella's going to get there first. Anthony Robinson comes across in the left full-back position, gets the better of Cole Palmer, who sticks to his task, but Anthony Robinson does very well. Played well at left back last season, I thought, Anthony Robinson. Here is Diop striding over halfway, in possession for Fulham. Out wide it goes towards the far touchline, midway inside Chelsea's half. Wilson further on to Castagna. Now Raul Jimenez trying to turn inside the penalty area, goes back to Wilson, attempts to try and bring the ball under his wand. He then gives it back to Castagna, who's harassed by Levi Colwill, and the ball goes out of play on the far side and away for a throw. 0-0.
It's incredible to think, really, some of the players you're talking about and the money they've come on from. Trying to think of a Chelsea player who they didn't overpay for. So I can't.
Then overpay for Armando Broja.
Since Todd Bowley's come in, yeah. Good ball.
Here is Fernandez from Cole Palmer, who cost £40 million from Manchester City. Fernandez is running up through the middle of the pitch, sends it left to Mykhailo Mudryk, who turns on his right foot, cuts infield and balloons the ball over the top of the crossbar once again.
Better though. Good play. Cole Palmer again, coming inside on that left foot, finding the right pass. Fernandez switches it out to Mudryk, but he's much more decisive. Wants to come in on that right foot, gets a yard on his man. Not the best shot, but worth a strike. Good power, just a little bit high, but that's better.
That's what Chelsea are, aren't they? They create chances like that. They created several of them against Aston Villa when I was at Stamford Bridge last Sunday, yet couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. Here is Enzo Fernandez down the right-hand side. He gets dispossessed by Diop, but the ball runs to Broja, goes back to the right, and Palmer into Cucurella. Broja's got it back again, right edge of the penalty area, tries to play it down the right. Had a successful loan spell at Southampton, didn't he, Broja, for the first half of the season, then slowed up after a few injuries and a loss of form, came back to Chelsea, did his ACL really early last season. After about November time, they didn't see him again. And he's making his first start in Chelsea colours for 324 days today, Armando Broja.
It's a good start from Chelsea, actually.
Mykhailo Mudryk picked out by Robert Sanchez, who floats the ball from the edge of his own penalty area, high and wide to the left-hand side. They brought it down but couldn't continue their run towards the edge of the box, and now Tim Reed, the 35-year-old skipper of Fulham, will bring the ball out of defence. Hair in a ponytail. And then he lays it off to João Palhinha, who could have been a Bayern Munich player if things had been slightly different on deadline day, but has just signed a new long-term contract here. Lovely touch by Gallagher to spin Ream. He pops it off towards the right side. Cole Palmer joins the attack. Chelsea coming down the right. He twists and turns and gets to a crossing position. A low ball into Gallagher inside the box. He squares inside the 6-yard penalty box, and it's not touched by Broja. It's intercepted by Diop, and it's away by Fulham just about. But Chelsea have got in 3 times. It's still 0-0.
Palmer's involved again, really cute and clever from him. Gallagher did really well on the turn. I don't know what Ream's coming out in centre half position for and diving in. You've got to be clever and cuter than that. You've got to keep goal side, make him work to beat you. Easy spin.
There's a couple of good chances that Chelsea have crafted, and Cole Palmer and Conor Gallagher have been at the heart of them in the early exchanges here on TalkSport. Moises Caicedo has the ball.
He looks really composed, Cole Palmer, to be fair to him. You can tell he's been a Man City player, always wanting the ball, takes his touch, he's got good awareness. And again there.
Yeah, into Caicedo, onto Breuer. Breuer tried to turn the ball out on this near side, but it was in an offside position when he dropped back in to receive that ball with his back to goal, about 10 yards in front of the 18-yard box away to our right. And it's going to be a free kick to Fulham. Raheem Sterling is here. He's sitting on the bench alongside Noni Madueke. Nicholas Jackson just behind him, suspended tonight, sitting and watching on from the stands as Chelsea look to get just their second win of the season. They've only beaten Luton in the Premier League this campaign. And their other victories have come in the Carabao Cup and the matches with Brighton and AFC Wimbledon. It's not been a particularly productive 2023 for Chelsea. Someone pointed out rather gleefully earlier to me that Leicester City had scored more Premier League goals than Chelsea in 2023, and they were relegated, didn't they?
I bet you enjoyed that one.
Yeah, it was really nice. Here is Diop out towards the far side, collected now by Castagna, who came from Leicester City, into Wilson, dabs it back to Diop, and then all the way back to Bernd Leno, who's a brilliant goalkeeper. He's been fantastic for Fulham over the last
really well.
year and a bit, hasn't he?
His stats are through the roof, and the fans love him. He's very well thought of here. Big season from him, wasn't it, last season? Pivotal in their success.
And it's actually a great start to this season as well, by the way. And I think they've prevented more goals than they're supposed to because of him. Here is Diop, over on halfway, floats the ball towards the left channel, looking for Anthony Robinson, who made the second most sprints in the Premier League last season. He's high up on the left-hand side, attacking Cucurella, who shuffles him back to halfway. Robinson gets it back off Ream, and Fulham still have the ball. 0-0 the score on TalkSport. We played 13 minutes, 52 seconds.
It's a good pace to the game. Pressing, both teams trying to play the right way. Chelsea have got a little bit more into their rhythm than Fulham early in the game.
Fernandes trying to win it back from Reed over on the far side. Mudryk helps out, then gives it away. Fernandes dives in, the ball spills out over on the far side, and it goes out for a throw into Chelsea in front of the dugout, which Mauricio Pochettino is patrolling in his coat tonight. You don't need a coat tonight. I've got one on as well, but I don't need it. It's absolutely beautifully mild. Although there is a storm in the air. I got caught in one earlier on, and there's been a couple of flashes of forked lightning above our heads in the early exchanges here. Here is Robert Sanchez trying to pick it past the Cucurella. The idea was right, but execution wasn't, and it's out for a throw into Fulham left-hand side.
He's actually done well, Sanchez, hasn't he? I think a few people question marks when they signed him, but he's settled in okay.
Throw in with Robinson, just short of the penalty area, tackling the goal away to our left. The Putney end, which is split between blue and white tonight. Gallagher's won the ball back on halfway, and he's played it behind Breuer. There's space on the left-hand side for Mudryk. He goes deeper instead into Thiago Silva. Wasn't necessarily the right ball. Caicedo takes over. Cole Palmer is wide on the right, linked by Conor Gallagher. Cucurella back to Palmer on the near side, flicks it over the top for Breuer to chase, but it's too close to Bernd Leno, who comes out towards the left edge of his 6-yard box and gobbles up and will clear upfield for Fulham. 15 gone, Fulham 0, Chelsea 0, live on TalkSport. And it's been a rather fascinating weekend of football, and it'll be a fascinating breakfast show tomorrow. Andy Townsend and Ali McCoist back together once again, and you'll be able to tune into them tomorrow morning and get all of the fallout to tonight's game and all the other bits and pieces that have gone on today involving Liverpool, the PGMOL. I did notice a couple of ref enforcers here today. They always send observers, but patrolling around the press box earlier on, just keeping an eye on what's going on with the referees tonight. They need a good solid night, I think, tonight. That would be fair.
I think Fulham have got to try and get the ball wide as often as possible. They're the two danger men. Keep feeding them.
Here come Fulham down the right-hand side. The ball with Castagna, plays it against the legs of Thiago Silva, 39 years of age now. And he pops it down for the first corner of the game. And Fulham are, I think, a slightly bigger side than Chelsea. One of Chelsea's problems has been the fact that they lacked a little bit of height while they've been playing Colwell at left back, actually, because they need that physicality that they don't have everywhere else on the pitch.
Well, it could be important tonight, set plays with both teams' lack of goals. Tactically, they've set up similar, both playing a 4-3-3 in effect.
Here is the corner over on the far side to be taken by Andreas Pereira. He's got Castagna waiting in the centre. Paulinho is quite substantial in height. He's in there as well. It comes towards him after a flick on the near post by Jimenez, and it comes out at the edge of the penalty area and it's cleared away by Disasi. Back in it goes over the top. Wilson trying to get hold of it. Enzo Fernandez manages to help it away. He plays it square to the right, and Chelsea bring it out through Cucurella into Conor Gallagher. Back to Cucurella once again. Caicedo flicks it out to the left-hand side, but there's space to run into for Colwell. Can he keep it in? He does. He moves up the pitch. He's now midway inside the Fulham half. He flicks it into Mudryk, who takes it down left-footed under the goalkeeper and scores his first Premier League goal. He slides on his knees to celebrate. It's a brilliant Chelsea goal, and it's a wonderful moment for Mykhailo Mudryk, finally on the score sheet, and Chelsea are too. £88 million they spent on him, and he's finally delivered his first Premier League goal 18 minutes into the game away at near neighbours Fulham. It's Fulham 0, Chelsea 1.
Well, I'll tell you what was superb about this goal was the run from Mudryk to actually receive the ball. The ball gets switched out wide by Caicedo. Colwell's out the left-hand side, and instead of coming to feet like so many players do, he sprints in behind the arc. Brilliant run, great take on his chest, and calmly slots the ball. From the minute I've seen this lad play, I always liked him. Young player going to a big club that's struggling, no one around him, in great confidence. Hard for him to hit the ground running, but the talent unquestionable.
Brilliant finish. Good
Great
goal
from Colwell as well. It's a brilliant goal. It's a brilliant goal.
Good goal from Chelsea, and they lead by a goal to nil.
Deserved it. They started the game well, Sam.
They have started the game well. They've had good chances, but they've given the ball away. Fulham. Ream has given it straight to Cole Palmer, who's rolled in. Broja, who then steps in and puts it under the goalkeeper for 2-0. Lightning around the stadium, and 2 goals in a flash for Chelsea have put them 2-0 in front away at Fulham. A goal from Mudryk and then another one from Armando Broja, and Chelsea have a cushion in the game in the West London derby. A mistake by Fulham at the back, seized upon by Cole Palmer and Armando Broja, and Chelsea lead by 2-0. It's
a horrendous error. You're 1-0 down, don't take a risk. Really poor ball from Ream. Palmer feeds Broja, and he tries to redeem himself, Ream, and kicks it onto Broja. Gets lucky with the finish, Sam, but who cares? He won't care. I mean, as a manager, sometimes you set up a team and you can go a goal down. It happens. It was a super goal. But then your centre-half gives a 10-yard pass straight to the opposition and you're 2-0 down. That's a mountain to climb now for Fulham.
Well, especially seeing if they've only scored 5 goals all season, Danny, in the Premier League. Scoring 3 to come back and win the game might be beyond them already, and we've only played 20 minutes.
Well, they've got to stay in the game first, and that means not making stupid mistakes like that. The thing is, when you go a goal down, I always felt that if you go a goal down and you take the kick off, you're getting the opponent's half quick. You don't let them get momentum, come at you and be on top of you. There's a philosophy to play good football, and there's a logic to play percentages when you're under a bit of pressure and you've just lost the goal.
Well, Fulham 0, Chelsea 2 on TalkSport with Now. And don't forget, with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action, like Fulham versus Chelsea, live right now for $11.99. Search Now Sports. This is TalkSport, and we're live at Craven Cottage, and the home team are 2-0 down, and 2 goals in double quick time for Chelsea. An assist for Cole Palmer, another one for him, and a goal, a first of the season for Armando Broja.
Well, he'll get it, but he didn't know about it.
Listen, he needed all the help he could get after missing that first one, fella. And Chelsea probably do as well. And I mentioned XG a couple of times because those underlying numbers actually probably suggest that Chelsea have been one of the better teams in the league this season, but they've just been missing chances.
Yeah, and I've seen enough of Fulham to know that they've been struggling a bit this beginning of the season. Irrelevant of the points tally, your eyes don't lie. Chelsea have had spells in games where they've actually created quite a few chances and played quite well. And Fulham have struggled a little bit, even in the wins. The 1-0 at Everton, gave up a lot of chance, didn't play particularly well and sneaked over the line. So I was fearful of this. I did say to and again,
well, you told us all actually before the game.
Say to the Chelsea producer that we have, Declan, who didn't want to believe me, but now he does.
Fulham 0, Chelsea 2. That's the scoreline here at Craven Cottage tonight, live on TalkSport. Under the lights, with a storm in the air, and Chelsea very much cooking up a storm in the game. They've played well, they've scored 2 goals, they've created a couple of other big chances, and that has taken them away from Fulham. How are they going to respond here without a real goal scorer in the team? Is Marco Silva going to have to make big calls at half-time, because Raul Jimenez is still yet to score in Fulham colours. He's not scored in his last 29 Premier League appearances. The ball has been sent down towards him on the right angle of the Chelsea penalty area. It's cleared away by Thiago Silva, headed back down the right it goes. Levi Colwill away, flicked into the air by Gallagher, and then it bounces down into the chest of Diop, and he's dispossessed this time by Gallagher, out towards the wide right position. Palmer takes it on, beats Robinson, gets to the edge of the penalty area. Robinson recovers really well actually, just dips in front of Palmer and manages to bring the ball out into midfield, but then Palmer goes back at him again, slides in, wins the ball back down the right hand side. He's had a good first 23 minutes, Cole Palmer.
Absolutely superb, elegant, calm, assured. All words we like to use about City players often.
They overpaid for him? £40 million?
Well, considering what he's done in the game, yes, but he could well become a lot worth every penny. That wasn't my point. Wasn't some of the players won't become that, but they are initially overpaying for potential.
Yeah,
he is potentially a super talent, of course.
Cucurella into Disasi,
and that's the risk.
He's only 25 years of age, Disasi. Clips the ball into midfield. It's won by Wilson ahead of Conor Gallagher. Goes back to Diop, and instead of going forward, the Fulham fans frustrated about that. Then Wilson sweeps the ball to the far side. Brilliant ball out of Castagna. Diving in to try and make the tackle was Mudryk. The first one was good, the second one wasn't. Castagna gets it back to Harrison Reed, and then Fulham try to build yet another attack, but they haven't managed to fashion too many attacks in the game so far, and they haven't had a chance to speak of. Ball into the box from Castagna, into the 6-yard area. It's flicked behind by Cucurella. There was no one in Fulham colours getting towards the edge of the 6-yard box to get on the end of what was a very good cross from the right-hand side.
It was a superb ball from Castagna in the right-wing area, and to be fair to him, and as he made the great run across the near, and it had to be Willian or Pereira getting in on the back. Probably Willian. It's not really his game, Sam.
Corner kick in front of the Putney end away to our left. It's touched in towards Castagna, back to Willian, then trying to sweep the ball towards goal by Wilson, but he miskicked it. It went under his feet, and Chelsea steal away on the far side with Cucurella. Back into Enzo Fernandez. It's 2-0 to Chelsea away at Craven Cottage. Yeah, Chelsea did score 2 goals. Chelsea scored 2 goals in the blink of an eye here, which is anyone who's followed Chelsea this season will be quite surprised about. Back in by Wilson towards the middle of the park. It's collected by Tim Ream, and then it's played into centre field, and it's collected by Harrison Reed. Out wide it goes to the left-hand side, and now Willian starts to move forward. He approaches Cole Palmer and goes out on the left-hand side, trying to move towards the edge of the penalty area. Ball in towards Polina. Polina trying to just nudge it out towards the right, and then it's collected by Castagna, and it's played all the way back towards the centre circle, and then it's swirled out by Polina towards this near side. The rain coming down again. Back out to the left it goes. William tries to get it in towards the near post, and it's collected by Robert Sanchez, but I think the ball went out of play in the right full-back position. It's 2-0 to Chelsea.
It was unlucky from Fulham. It was a bit more composed, building up the passes, trying to get back in the game. Fans getting a little bit frustrated. Got to stick with them at this point.
Well, the home form this season has, I think, been maybe a little bit skewed by the fact they've only played two in the Premier League.
Yeah, I made a mistake earlier thinking they played Palace here, but yeah.
They play Tottenham here and they play quite well as well in the Cup. Here's Mudryk down the left-hand side, moving towards the edge of the penalty area. He goes on the outside of the defender, pulls the ball for the 6-yard boxman. Leno is there to handle it well.
Leno.
It was squirming through his fingertips because it was played at a rapid pace by the Ukrainian, and he just about held on to it.
Well, he went at Castagna and he decided to take him on the outside, which I quite like. Beats him as well. It's a good pullback, good goalkeeping.
Fulham 0, Chelsea 2. Let's get the latest odds from Ladbrokes. You can back Fulham to win at 22-1. You can back Chelsea to win at 9-1 on, and the draw's 9-1 as well. That's all thanks to Ladbrokes. Play at ladbrokes.com. That just shows just how dominant Chelsea have been and the margin of their authority in the game on the big scoreboard away to our right, which is hanging from the roof of the Hammersmith end away to our right. The ball played up into midfield for Jimenez, who lays it off towards this near side. Andreas Pereira can't reach it. It goes out for a throw-in down in front of the Cottage. The Fulham chairman, Shad Khan, is here today. Usually it's Tony Khan who runs the joint on a day-to-day basis, but Shad Khan, the money behind it. He also owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. They were victorious at Wembley, and they're going to be live on TalkSport next week. And their game from Wembley is on TalkSport 2 next Sunday afternoon. Make sure you're with us for that. Green plays the ball out towards Diop, who gives it away cheaply. Palmer's going through the centre, and he's been played in by Fernandes. He's on the edge of the box. He flicks it back. Doesn't come towards a blue shirt. Then it comes to Fernandes, edge of the D, and his shot goes over the top of the crossbar. And Bernd Leno just comes out to his defence and says, "You need to calm your heads. You need to be cooler and more composed in possession because you're giving away too many sloppy passes."
The Diop strength is not that. It's not coming out and playing passes. And when Fernandes wings it back, the ball is Mudryk with his pace, not Palmer. It's the wrong ball. And they end up getting it away, and it falls out to Fernandes again, who blazes it over, but really making problems for themselves, Fulham.
Ball out on this near side, and Willian tosses the ball to Anthony Robinson. And Robinson plays it infield to Willian, and here is Diop, who's struggled a little bit in the opening 28 minutes. The whole defence actually has just looked a little bit shaky for Fulham. That has been a bit of an issue for them this season, giving up too many chances to the opposition, and Bernd Leno's had to come to the rescue. Chelsea have been defensively okay, really. It's the other end which has been their big problem. Here comes Robinson for Fulham on the near touchline. He tries to play him right. Jimenez, who gets past Disasi into the penalty, tees the ball up for Pereira, who stretches for the ball but can't connect with it, and it's cleared away by Chelsea, out by Disasi, up to Cole Palmer, and then over the halfway line for Armando Broja to try and get further yardage down the touchline.
It was good play down the left from Fulham. Jimenez beats Disasi with a great bit of skill, and he should shoot. He tries to pull it and it's too tight, it's not on, just shoot. Bottom corner with your right foot. Overthinking that one. Make the keeper work.
Ball chipped forward down the right-hand side, and it goes into a right-wing position. Looking for the run of Harry Wilson, who's coming for Decordova-Reid tonight, but it's too heavy and it floats out of play for a Chelsea goal kick away to our left-hand side. And Chelsea just look a little bit more settled by the goals that they've scored.
They've quietened the crowd some. There's a bit of disgruntlement and a bit of frustration now because of the two goals.
The first one was just a very good goal from Chelsea. Really the second one was a huge mistake, and because it came so quickly after the first, I think it was a real sucker punch for Fulham, and it's taken the wind out of their sails. They played half an hour. Here is Disasi stroking the ball out to Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer looks up, waits, then threatens to take on Willian, decides that he will eventually twirl the ball away and then lift it back to Sanchez in the goal. No chances taken by Cole Palmer. It's then switched to the left, and Colwell will bring it forward. He goes back to Thiago Silva. There's no urgency, no need for Chelsea to rush getting the ball forward. Keeping possession is the order of the day.
That was from Colwell.
Colwell fizzing the ball up towards Broja, who tries to nudge it round the corner. Can't reach Mudryk. It's cleared back to Leno away to our right.
Colwell's at 3 passes in the first half that have really impressed me. One for the goal, obviously, which is crucial, but two others where he's just so aware of where people are and got belief in himself to play those firm balls into people.
I think he struggled in the first few weeks of the season, but he's slowly but surely getting used to that position, playing on the left-hand side of the defence. He's a centre-half, really, I think, Levi Colwill. Here is Enzo Fernandez. Taking the ball out of the sky, turning round past Harrison Reed and then getting it back from Moises Caicedo, playing it through the gate and then up towards Gallagher. Gallagher decides to play it backwards rather than forwards.
Bad ball.
And then Cucurella brings it forward over the halfway line. Still 2-0 to Chelsea. Into Cole Palmer. And Robinson nips in, nudges it out of play, and it's away for a throw. And Palmer told by Cucurella just to calm himself and not rush the play. It goes back into Cucurella and then he turns it back towards Gallagher. Gallagher to Disasi.
Sometimes with Conor Gallagher, I like how he's got many strengths, but sometimes he's just a little bit negative with his passing. Could have opened himself up there and they were out. It was great play from Caicedo and Fernandez. Sometimes just want him to be a bit more brave on the ball in terms of taking a risk to go forward, receive it on the turn instead of going back sideways.
Palmer just made a brilliant run from out to in to try and bend his direction so that he would have been onside had he been released by Enzo Fernandez. He declined to make that pass and switched out to Cucurella instead. It's been a lively start for Cole Palmer on the Chelsea right-hand side tonight, and you can see why Chelsea wanted to sign him. Here is Enzo Fernandez onto Levi Colwill. Fulham getting back into shape and try and prevent Mudryk from attacking down that left-hand side. He tried a trick to take him beyond Castagno, dealt with him quite well, and then cleared and played in Harry Wilson, and then looked to try and fashion a way forward. Gallagher over there on the press. Mudryk then continues it. Palmer goes in on the goalkeeper. Chelsea squeezing up, trying to put pressure on Fulham, but they deal with it well. They play it out the other side, but then don't get it forward fast enough. Palmer's in on Robinson again, and then Ream gets it left full-back position. They can't get out this moment in time, Fulham. Chelsea have just penned them into their own half. Into Pereira it goes. He's on halfway. Back to Robinson, left side, infield to Jimenez, being followed by Disasi, and then Willian gets away. Cucurella drags him down. Jimenez double teams Cucurella and takes him out, but it's Willian who was suffering first, and it's going to be a free kick and a yellow card against Marc Cucurella.
I think there's a few who've had a bet on that.
Well, Marc Cucurella, yellow card
against Willian over this side, out of position.
Who would have thought that was going to be the case?
A few people I was talking to earlier.
Yeah.
Say no names. They've got to maintain belief, Fulham. Keep playing, doing what they do. It's 2-0, but the only way they're going to get back in the game is having the courage to get on the ball, keep passing it, keep working it, and getting it through the players like Willian, like Harry Wilson.
And look, Chelsea went into a 2-goal lead very quickly and early in the game, and they've got a squad that is very young and vulnerable, and if they were to score before half-time, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Wilson with the free kick towards João Palhinha, headed away by Disasi. Offside flag is up against the runner inside the box, and the free kick opportunity has come to nothing for Fulham, and it's going to be back with Chelsea on the edge of their own box. So it is 2-0 to Chelsea on TalkSport. We've got Jamie O'Hara and Colton Cole taking your calls on the Sports Bar tonight. The only place to have your Sound National Radio. We'll also speak to Marco Silva and Maurizio Pochettino live into the Sports Bar tonight from 10 o'clock. 03717223344. And Talk TV have launched their new breakfast show, Talk Today, every morning from 6 o'clock. Nicola Forbes is alongside Jeremy Kyle, a brand new breakfast show available every single morning between 6 and 10. And if you want to watch that show, by the way, it's on Freeview 237, Sky 522 and Virgin Media 606, or you can download the Talk TV app. Also the home of Piers Morgan, uncensored every night from 8. 10 minutes to go before half-time, and Chelsea lead by 2-0. Here's Levi Colwill, far side. Mudryk has it now. Turning the ball infield. He's fouled Colwill as he tries to progress over the halfway line. Harrison Reed is the guilty party.
I think he'll be pleased, Pochettino, with Caicedo and Fernandez's performance. Both at it, both good on the ball, playing through the lines. He's obviously let Gallagher go a bit further ahead than those two on this occasion tonight, which I think is the right thing to do.
Chelsea, remember, started the day with one more point than Luton, having played the same number of games. Ball switched from the edge of the 18-yard box again. Robert Sanchez not quite right with his distribution, just bounces off the turf and goes out for a throw-in.
Fulham throw over on the far side. It's thrown in down the right towards Harrison Reed, the flame-haired midfielder who was given his senior debut by Maurizio Pochettino at Southampton, into Enzo Fernandez, and then Gallagher, a little nudge into Caicedo. There was a foul there, but was there necessity to stop it? Well, I think I might have missed Anthony Robinson coming from behind one of the posts.
He was,
the roof up.
But he didn't give it a chance.
He gave a free kick in the end, didn't he? He was a bit too eager there, Tim
Good
Robinson.
from Gallagher. He saw him coming. Little nutmeg's nice. Because he took it on the half turn. That's what I'm talking about. Take it on the half turn. See what's coming. Quickly play round it. Play forward. Play positive.
Interesting that they booked Mark Cucurella on this near side, but didn't book Andreas Pereira there. He did get a bit of a warning from Tim Robinson. Here is Thiago Silva, square to Disasi to Cucurella. He's just short of the halfway line. Good ball into Cole Palmer, who was diagonally to his left, and he moves now to the edge of the penalty area. Slips it down the right. Breuer was a little bit late, but he got hold of it. Steers it through the 6-yard box. No one arriving, and it goes out on the other side, and it's cleared away by Fulham. And it was a brilliant bit of play by Chelsea. Started with Cucurella in the right full-back position. Cole Palmer with a lovely way to pass down the right channel, and rushing onto it was Armando Breuer, and he came very close to setting up another Chelsea goal.
Yeah, well, what happened was when Cucurella got the ball, and to be fair, he showed a pass early, Cole Palmer darted in off the right wing into a number 10 position, and he lost Robinson really quickly, and Cucurella found him. Then they were out, then they were away, and he plays Brozier in down the right. I don't know why somebody isn't in on the back post tapping that in for 3.
By the way, if you are wondering why I'm calling him Breuer and Danny's calling him Brozier, is because he told me a long time ago his name was Brozier, and then he's told the Premier League that he wants to be known as Breuer.
Okay.
So we're splitting it between the two of us, aren't we? Armando.
That'll do.
We could just call him AB. He plays internationally for Albania, and the reason he wants to be called Breuer is because that's how they say it in Albania. He was born in Slough, though. Does that help you?
If he was born in Slough, it's got to be Brozier, isn't it? Breuer.
You can do what you want, Danny. I think we've decided to split it, so there we go.
He looks all right considering the amount of time he's been out.
Yeah, he has been out for a long time. You know, he's a big, strong lad as well, isn't he? You know, he's. I think there was probably doubts from some of his coaches when he was in the youth teams whether he could make it as a top-level striker, as in, you know, one of the elite teams. But Chelsea are in a situation where they have got to find a striker from somewhere, and he actually has come back from injury at just the right time, really, I think. And he's on the score sheet, which will
that's good play.
Certainly calm things down. Good turn and swivel from midfield out towards the right by Fulham, and Wilson delivers a lovely cross in towards the near post, looking for the run of Pereira, away by Disasi. Picked up by Chelsea, who look to counter-attack now with Conor Gallagher, who's played the ball infield towards Caicedo, who's fouled by Andreas Pereira. And there's a free kick inside the centre circle.
Where's that high bar gone? Always tried to do it. Free kick on the halfway line. Palmer's seen a keeper off his line and tried it. I love that.
Well, he hoped there was a high bar there. It wasn't. It was just a normal sized crossbar.
Yeah.
He's tried to chip the goalkeeper from the halfway line. Didn't quite come off for Cole Palmer. The first move of the game did come off for Chelsea. Mikhailo Mudryk getting his first goal. Lovely ball into him by Colwell, which set things up, and then Cole Palmer with the assist after shutting down Tim Reen on the edge of his own penalty area, turning the ball over high up, feeding Breuer, who got a little bit of luck with the finish, but did finish it to make it Chelsea 2, Fulham 0 away at Craven Cottage. They've just won a corner over on the far side, though, Fulham, and it'll be taken by Andreas Pereira, and they need a little bit of light relief here, Fulham, because they haven't really tested Robert Sanchez in the Chelsea goal away to our left-hand side in the opening 35 minutes of this game. This is Talk Sport. Ball over on the far side, taken by Pereira. 2-0 to Chelsea. Pereira right-footed in towards a penalty spot, and it's a header towards the far corner, and it's just narrowly wide. It was a really good, strong header as well, and it was Raul Jimenez coming over the back of a defender to try and get on to that delivery from Pereira, and he sort of threw himself over the top of his marker in the end to try and get on the end of that delivery, right over the back of Enzo Fernandez. He collapsed in a heap afterwards, but it was off target with the finish.
It's unlucky. We did talk, well, you did bring it up, the size advantage Fulham have on set plays, and Jimenez against Fernandez is it's not a fair match really, and it's a decent header just past the far post. That would have been huge for Fulham at this stage of the game.
Yeah, especially just before half time. Tomorrow night, Luton against Burnley is live on TalkSport 2, by the way, in the Premier League. That game rearranged when Luton Stadium wasn't ready in the early part of the season. And Lens against Arsenal is live on TalkSport. Manchester United against Galatasaray, also part of our coverage. Adrian will be there for that. I'll be doing Lens against Arsenal. Wednesday night, we've got City away in Germany. Looking forward to that. And on Thursday night, Freiburg against West Ham is live on TalkSport 2. Friday night championship action, Birmingham against West Brom. Saturday, Luton Tottenham, Sunderland Middlesbrough. Game day live, Manchester United Brentford, all on the TalkSport network. It's the place to be every Saturday. TalkSport. Here's Mykhailo Mudryk darting in from the left touchline, plays it into Breuer, and then he thought he was fouled there. Mykhailo Mudryk, the referee Tim Robinson, took his time and eventually decided that it's going to be a free kick to Chelsea, 10 yards back from the edge of the penalty area, left hand side. The Fulham fans not happy about it.
Yes, Mudryk again, going inside this time, tries to play Breuer through. Yeah, it's a foul. Paulina comes over a little bit late. I think the ref gets that one right.
Free kick to Mudryk over on the far side, which the Ukrainian is going to take. Actually, he's about 7 or 8 yards wide of the D in terms of the geography. It's on the left-hand side. He will whip it in right-footed at an angle into the box. He's not going to go for a goal from here, is he? Well, Thiago Silva is running up to try and join the attack. He's going to chip this ball in towards the back post. It's Disasi who tries to get up there. Diop away. It's headed further clear by Reed, but the offside flag is eventually up on this near side. Eddie Smart has lifted it, and it's going to be a free kick in front of the 6-yard box for Fulham. What is Marco Silva going to do at half-time, Danny Murphy?
Well, he hasn't got the strongest of benches. I think Traore is injured, isn't he? So I would give him another 15 minutes.
Given away again by Fulham, and then Breuer thinking that he was held off by Diop doing just enough this time to get the ball back towards the edge of the 18-yard
Alex Iwobi could be a shout. Alex Iwobi's a really good player who could add a bit of quality to this Fulham side. I'd get him in maybe in the middle of the park. Harrison Reed, who hasn't really been able to affect the game in any way.
Well,
Iwobi could be a change.
Started last week against Norwich, didn't he, in the Carabao Cup, and scored in that game.
Yeah.
And he is available tonight after his transfer from Everton. Here's Willian down the left, a low ball into the near post. Disasi manages to nudge it away. It's away for another corner to Fulham on this near side. Well, if Fulham can conjure something here, we may well have a game on our hands in the second half, but they need to strike quickly.
It's been a good spell for them. They've done well coming back from 2-0 and getting a foothold in the game at least.
Here is Andres Pereira, right-footed, delivers the ball in towards the near post, headed away by Thiago Silva, further cleared by Palmer, who takes no chances, just whacks it upfield, and it allows Chelsea to come out and get set once again. And Bernd Leno allowed that to run out of play, and a few of the Fulham fans actually wanted him to kick it back over the top to start another attack, but he decided to wait and let Anthony Robinson come and take the throw.
Strange decision, that, Sam.
Chelsea have squeezed up as a result of that, and it stops them from being able to get up the pitch quickly.
Bizarre one. Give it away again.
And then they give it away cheaply. Luckily, Chelsea couldn't control it. Gallagher gives away a free kick, and it's going to be a ball back with Fulham on the left side of their own penalty area. They just haven't been quite right, Fulham, tonight, I think, all over the pitch.
No, they didn't start well, and then they lost confidence and a bit of composure, especially with the two centre-halves giving the ball away so regularly, because that's where all the attacks start. But they have managed to compose themselves and just build their way back into this game, and at 2-0, you know you're always in it, and a few little tweaks half-time from the manager.
Diop has it inside his own half. 2 minutes of added time at the end of the first 45. Here it's Craven Cottage, 1 mile, 1.5 miles away from Stamford Bridge. A clip forward by Bernd Leno out towards the Fulham right. Harrison Reed then chips it forward. Jimenez trying to get on the end of it. Disasi trying to shut him down. Out comes Sanchez like a Superman. Grabs the ball over the top of the on-rushing Mexican and pulls it into his chest. That was that gave almost the impression of a guy who hasn't had enough to do and wanted to make sure that he made his presence felt. Robert Sanchez. Here is Caicedo forward. One back by Polinia, but then Chelsea got it back very quickly. Disasi spreads it to the left. Colwell just about keeps it in. Behind Mudryk, but Colwell's gone on. There was a collision on the halfway line. The referee's played on, and it's 4-on-4. And Chelsea coming forward. They're adding another number in Fernandes. Towards the edge of the box, Colwell gets inside the box now. It's down to Breuer inside the left side of the area. Pulls it back to Gallagher. Across goes the defender Robinson and manages to touch it away. It's further cleared by Wilson and out up to the halfway line. But Fulham didn't even put a challenge in as Colwell stride forward.
That's because of Colwell's brilliant patience and awareness of where everybody was and what everybody was doing. He didn't panic. He waited for the right pass. Really impressed with him first half. I know he's not a left back, but he's really composed.
It's been a good start, I think, to the game for Chelsea. I think Chelsea will go in at half-time thinking that's more like it, really. More like what they will be expecting over the course of the season.
I mean, Fulham, of course, have got Vinicius on the
bench,
yeah, who's a big, strong lad. They could go two up top, go a bit more direct, mix it up a little bit, give Chelsea something to think about. Nothing wrong, get some balls in the box. I mean, the amount of times Mitrovic scored off crosses, we remember.
Well, it is half time and the Fulham fans aren't happy, as you can hear. They never used to beat Chelsea here. Chelsea always used to come across town and get something. That wasn't the case last season, but they might just be doing so despite their several key absentees. No Jackson, no Sterling, no Chilwell, no James tonight, but no problem so far. They have 2 goals, a first Premier League goal for Mudryk and a first goal of the season on his first start in 324 days for Armando Breuer. Means at half-time Fulham have got a lot of work to do. It's Fulham 0, Chelsea 2. I think Mikhailo Mudryk is going to be replaced at half-time.
He must be injured, Sam. Saw him take a whack over by the dugout just before half-time, and that's a big shame.
He hasn't come out for the second half after scoring his first goal in Chelsea colours, and I think that's Ian Maatsen over on the far side who is about to come on. Played at Burnley last season as a left winger, really, and he's trotted on to this near touchline to support the Chelsea attack in this second half. So that's the only change. At Stamford Bridge they play London Calling in the build-up to matches, just like they do here at half-time at Fulham, but Fulham don't like the clash when it's a capital one. The Whites haven't won any of their last 9 Premier League London derbies. That last one that they did win, funnily enough, was against Chelsea in January. We're off and underway at the start of the second half, live on TalkSport, with Fulham in white shirts, black sleeves, thick red trim, black shorts and black socks attacking the Hammersmith end away to our right hand side, and Chelsea in blue shirts, blue shorts and fluorescent badge or shiny badge attacking the goal away to our left hand side. And they certainly were dazzling in the first half at times. One of their dazzlers has gone off and Maatsen has come on to replace Mikhailo Mudryk. And now Fulham have got to try and find a way, fathom a way back into this game. They have the ball on the left-hand side. I'll go through the 2 lineups for you in just a second. Polinia into Harrison Reed, who picks the ball up and moves it out towards the left-hand side with a decent little body swerve. It's on to Willian, who then fires the ball deep towards the far post. Difficult for Wilson, but he keeps hold of it well. He then on from the byline sends the ball in towards the near post. It's away by Thiago Silva and then picked up by Castagna, who's blocked from sending the ball down the channel by Ian Maatsen, who got across.
It was a great ball from Willian. Switch of play to Wilson. Tried to put across him. It was good defending.
Chelsea have only won 2 of their last 16 Premier League away games. So when I said earlier on that, you know, the next goal is key in the game, I think that probably identifies why, especially with such a young group whose average age actually has gone down since Mikhailo Mudryk was taken off. But the only reason that the whole squad has got an average age of 23 is because Thiago Silva is in it. He takes the average up for quite a bit. Here is Cole Palmer, had a good first half playing against William and then trying to spin out on the right hand side. Such a good command of the ball, Cole Palmer, but his movement's good, his awareness of other players is good as well, and that's what set him apart in the first half.
Yeah, he's got a lovely touch and a lovely awareness of where people are, and Robinson wants to fight him and get after him, but his movement's too quick and too good. You've got to be really patient when you're playing against a player like that.
Good ball out by Cucurella into the path of Caicedo, who moves through into the halfway area and then finds Gallagher, who shifts it on right towards Breuer. Breuer takes it on down into the right wing position. cuts back, gives it to Gallagher just outside the box, spirals away from Palhinha, then sets up Cole Palmer to get maybe a cross in. He flicks the ball into the box towards Breuer, and it's over the top of the crossbar as he flicks the ball goalwards. Just got underneath that Armando Breuer, but it was a good, well-fashioned attack by Chelsea.
Yeah, it was patient. Again, it's Cole Palmer, comes on the right side, doesn't try and overcomplicate it. Robinson drops off him because he doesn't want to be beaten by him, and he thinks, if you drop off, I'll put a cross in, no problem. Breuer gets on the end of it, and it should be a goal.
I thought Conor Gallagher was pretty key in that move. He made a decoy run as well after laying the ball off, which sort of took Palhinha out of his comfort zone. Here is Maatsen trying to get the ball through to Gallagher, who's made a dart from midfield. Got to the edge of the penalty area, but Maatsen couldn't find him. And it's picked up by Pereira, who's dispossessed by Fernandes. And actually, we talked about Gallagher being the 6 and Fernandes being a little bit deeper, but it's Moises Caicedo who's breaking up the play, and the other two that are sort of taking it in turns to forage forward. Yeah, well, Fernandes has been a little bit deeper than Gallagher generally and helping Caicedo out, and it's worked much better. It looks a better balance. Caicedo loves the tackling, the putting out fires part of the game. He enjoys it. Fernandes likes being able to mix it up, drop off and go forward, and I think Gallagher's much more suited to higher, where he can go and press and use his energy running off people. Colwell, after Wilson, just took a little bit too long to get control of the ball, and Gallagher's got it from Enzo Fernandez. He's released Caicedo through the middle. Needs support. Gallagher provides it. Palmer comes narrow into midfield. He picks it up, looks forward, wants to shift it onto the left, but Chelsea go backwards because Fulham got back into shape well, and now they have the possession on the halfway line. Cucurella taking it down the right, trying to get the better of William, plays it infield, gives it to Palhinha, and it's out of play on the far side after the Portuguese stabs it away, and it's out for a throw-in to Chelsea. 47% of possession has gone Chelsea's way. 6 shots, 2 of them on target, and those 2 shots on target have yielded goals. It's quite remarkable that they've been so efficient with it. I think one of the most difficult things for me to comprehend at times is when you're losing a game and feeling like you're getting a bit of a run around, is why there's not enough tackles, and people, even every now and again, someone's got to come out of position and go and let someone know they're there. Old school mentality, but it works. Is that a little bit dangerous in the modern game, though, with the yellow cards proliferation? As long as you're clever with it, and here we go. As long as you're sensible with it, yeah, if you get the odd yellow, fine. Better having 7 yellows and being in the game. Here is Gallagher getting a cross in from the right-hand side after going beyond Cucurella, who did well to win it back from Robinson. The cross goes straight into the arms of Bernd Leno, but they're slow to get the ball forward, and once again there's groans of dissatisfaction from the Fulham crowd, who I don't think have been pretty happy with the way that their team have performed. Well, they're 2-0 down in a London derby at home. They haven't had a yellow card, I don't think. Chelsea have had one, and that's for Mark Cucurella in the first half. You expect Chelsea to dominate possession, of course. They've got a £1 billion squad. They should have better, more gifted players, but Fulham have got to put themselves about. 24,000 inside Craven Cottage tonight, and Diop strides up towards the halfway line, just slips it into Jimenez, who turns now, moving towards the edge of the penalty area, plays it left, so there's a bit of space for Anthony Robinson, who's on the angle of the box. He delivers a cross, which is hit the first man. Cucurella got out to him, and then it's rebounded back to Robinson, who gets it into the centre. Castagna coming in from right back is a little bit too physical with his challenge on Levi Colwell, and it's going to be a free kick just in front of the 6-yard box away to our right. You always get that lovely advantage when you play centre halves at full back of them over-covering and not getting done on the back post. It was a great trait of Man City actually last season. A lot of the times when they had the left back, whether it be Akanji, whether it be Aki, nobody gets done on the back post. They're so intuitive when you play a centre back at full back. In fact, the way he's played, I mean, he just looks like a footballer. Looks like he could play anywhere, this lad. Well, he looked so good at Brighton last year, and I think in the early part of the season it was difficult for him to get back into the role at left back. I know that he played there as a kid, but you know, when you're playing in the Premier League, it's a slightly different experience. Of course. And he's just started to find his feet a little bit. Chelsea finding their feet a little bit. They've been helped out by Fulham not being completely at the races tonight. It's not quite Manchester United in the Carabao Cup against Crystal Palace, but it certainly could be a confidence booster for Chelsea tonight. And they might need it as well, because one of the issues that they've had, Chelsea, is that they've had a reasonable start to the season in terms of fixtures. You know, the next fixtures that are upcoming Arsenal, Brentford, Spurs, City, Newcastle, Brighton and Man United are going to be a little bit more tricky. Here is Raul Jimenez down the right side trying to take on Thiago Silva. Good luck with that.
Did well, Silva. It was a good run from Jimenez because Harrison Reed had nothing on. That's what you need, unselfish running without the ball in behind.
Substitution about to take place. Carlos Vinicius is coming on just 7 minutes into the second half to replace Raul Jimenez. And I think there's also going to be a change involving is it Alex Iwobi who's coming on. He's going to take the place of Harry Wilson.
I feel for Jimenez a little bit because he's not getting much service, to be fair to him. There's not too much creativity in this Fulham side at the moment. They look a little bit predictable.
Alex Iwobi, who scored in his first start in the week against Norwich, is on, and off goes the aforementioned Raul Jimenez and Harry Wilson. And Iwobi's actually scored a couple of goals against Chelsea. He scored in the Europa League final against Chelsea for Arsenal in Baku. He did lose the game 4-1, but he did score. Here is Castagna living across into the centre, not the best of crosses, delivered and cleared away by Thiago Silva. Back in by Ream towards the right hand side. Maatsen collides with Castagna and the ball goes out of play and away for a goal kick away to our right hand side. So 2-0 to Chelsea, 9 minutes into the second half. What will those changes do you think, for Fulham? Does it just give them a little bit of a lift?
Yeah, I think so. He's a bit more of a physical presence, although Jimenez isn't weak, but Vinicius is a big lad and he's going to put himself full of energy, young and hungry and wanting to prove a point, so I understand that. Here we go.
What a ball by Palmer. Round the corner for Caicedo, who splits the defence and runs over halfway, and then Tim Ream does well to hold on to it, but it's bounced back to Breuer, edge of the area. Good touch by him. He's taken it past two defenders, and then good work by Polina to win it back, but Palmer's won it back. Left-footed drive from the edge of the penalty area, and it's saved down low to his right by the goalkeeper Bernd Leno. Good opportunity for Chelsea, and persistence paying off for them.
It was a good break and a lovely little pass, wasn't it? Round the corner from Cole Palmer on the breakaway. Great vision. Been the best player on the pitch so far. Iwobi will give you more pace and more directness than Wilson, of course.
I think it might have been a yellow card for Palmer. It was a little bit late on Anthony Robinson over on the far side.
Yeah, it was, although it wasn't.
It was, but it wasn't. Explain.
He got a yellow, but it wasn't. I don't think. It was a nothing. It was a coming together. Maybe he got it for kicking the ball away after just seeing that. So yeah, I don't think it was the challenge.
2-0 to Chelsea, and he's been the bright star of the show, I think.
And indeed he has.
Cole Palmer. Here is Willian over on the far side, taking the ball down the left channel. He's got Robinson on the overlap if he can feed him. He does that now. Crossing to the box towards the far post. Iwobi is there. Can't get his shot on target. He's stretching for it with his feet. Maybe he would have been better served diving towards the ball with his forehead, Danny.
Good move from Fulham. Willian down the left. We haven't seen enough of him overlap from Robinson. Great ball in with pace. I think he's got to head that.
Maybe just a little bit low for him.
Maybe.
No, Chelsea trying to break. The ball coming through the midfield, and there's a foul by Harrison Reed. And Chelsea come forward with Enzo Fernandez. Key moment in the game, I think. Key part of the game. If Chelsea go on and get a goal in this next few minutes, then the game is over. The ball has been sent forward by Enzo Fernandez. A foul by Conor Gallagher. Referee says play on because Fulham have got it. Now they'll blow the whistle because there was no advantage. And it's a free kick to Fulham just short of the centre circle. But if Fulham can get a goal back here after making their changes, all of a sudden the
referee, come on!
The referee has just prevented them from taking the free kick quickly.
Well, two things. Brozier standing in front of the goal, the lad taking it, so they kick it at him. He lets him off the hook. Then they carry on and play out wide, and then he brings him back again. Honestly, they don't want you to be critical. They want you to try and give them a fair crack at the whip. Let the game go. You're 2-0 down. Chuff, it's their free kick.
Andreas Pereira flies the ball out towards the near side. Castagna tries to keep it in and nudges it back infield. There's a flailing arm by Vinicius. Hits the back of Thiago Silva's head. Free kick has been given. And a yellow card to Andreas Pereira for gobbing off.
Struggling the ref tonight. He really is. He's getting duped into a lot of free kicks. And that one was.
Thiago Silva on the floor after a whack from Carlos Vinicius. I think they're checking for a red card here. They're checking for a potential red card because there was a push afterwards, not a flailing arm. Surely that's just a yellow card. Surely they can't be. They're pushing away Andreas Pereira. Referee has put his finger to his ear. Now things are continuing, and VAR John Brooks is going to allow us to continue. There was no chance of a red card there, Danny, was there?
No. The good thing about incidents, sometimes it gets the fans going a little bit. Fulham need that. We need to up the tempo and get the fans behind them and just start getting Chelsea to make a few mistakes. Don't let them get comfortable at this 2-0. Just let them know they're still in the game.
2-0 to Chelsea, and you're listening live on TalkSport tonight. And we're here at Craven Cottage. It's Chelsea who lead by 2-0. And remember, this weekend we bring you more football from the Premier League, but before that, European football. Back to back. Ball flown forward by Thiago Silva. Out towards the right-hand side as Chelsea look at it. Goes back centrally, and then they will pick it up.
Thiago Silva just played a long ball because he was under pressure, high over the top. Sensible. You're 2-0 up. Don't take a risk. You can sense a bit of momentum for Fulham. Experience.
Fulham 0, Chelsea 2 on TalkSport with Now. Don't forget with Now you can stream all the live Sky Sports action like Fulham Chelsea live right now for $11.99. Search Now Sports. Here's Vinicius down the right, played in by Iwobi, who gets it back again. The Nigerian shoots, it's blocked by Colwell, bounces to the near side, and Maatsen chases it out to the touchline and veers away. The blood is up here at Craven Cottage, and all of a sudden Fulham are having a bit of a spell. Can they drag themselves back into the game? 2-0 down, 60 minutes gone. The ball's on the right with Fulham. Polina dives into a tackle, the ball runs loose. On the right side, Polina gets it back from Reed, it bounces it off Colwell, it's out for a throw-in, but I think it touched the Portuguese last, and Chelsea have it in the left full-back position.
The noise is getting up, and you can sense the Fulham fans, but it's the moment in the game where they need a goal. They need something to happen for them.
Well, it could change the course of the match if they do get it here. Dunning, Reed has it. Back to halfway, Tim Ream. They need a bit of wit and invention maybe to get it though and prise open the Chelsea defence, which has started to keep clean sheets. Here on this right side, the ball is with Enzo Fernandez. He puts it out of play and it's quickly taken by Castagna. Into Iwobi, back to goal. Polina, square, onto Ream, who takes a couple of steps through the centre circle, plays it out wide towards the left-hand side. 2-0. To Chelsea. Fulham trying to drag themselves back into it. Willian, who scored here last season with a lovely, delicious ball from left to right, taken down by Iwobi. Iwobi's delivering into the box, aim towards Vinicius, away, comes back out on the edge of the area. Cucurella deals with it. And then Polini keeps it moving again. Williams a couple of times has hit some quarterback passes.
He's still got it.
Shad Khan might sign him up for the Jags. Here on the left-hand side, Ream's giving the ball away again, and he's giving it straight to Cole Palmer, who's going to drag Chelsea up the pitch and take the pressure off. He does brilliantly, actually, because he was isolated a little bit and had to wait for redeployments to come forward. He did just that, and Chelsea kept hold of the ball.
Ream looks nervous on the ball. He really does. There wasn't any zip or confidence in that pass at all. It wouldn't surprise me if they make a change.
I mentioned that Shad Khan was here tonight and that William might be signed up by the Jacksonville Jaguars. And they take on the Buffalo Bills on TalkSport 2 Sunday 2:30 at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London, part of the London series of games. And we'll have it for you on TalkSport 2. That's good football from Fulham down the right side. The ball collected on this near touchline from Reed, and then back to Reed, who delivers across into the centre, and Vinicius heads it over from 6 yards out. A golden opportunity, a brilliant move from Fulham. Excellent play between Castagna and Reed down the right-hand side. The lifted cross into the box was pinpoint. He just couldn't keep it down, Vinicius, and he sent it over the top of the empty net and out and away for a goal kick.
I'll tell you where they'll get some joy, Fulham, is this right back area. Castagna and Iwobi flying down the right because Maatsen isn't going with him.
Oh, given away by Chelsea inside their own box.
Lucky boy.
And Robert Sanchez is a very fortunate fella. He's covered it up and Chelsea have gone on the attack. Breuer moving towards the edge of the penalty area. It's played out to Palmer. Breuer's kept hold of it and moved down the right-hand side. Gallagher reverses it into the box. It comes through on the edge of the area and Maatsen hits the post. Comes back to Enzo Fernandez. Terrific save
save by Leno, who came out like a starfish and pushed the ball out for a corner kick. Well, first of all, Maatsen hit the post, the woodwork rattled, and as it came out into the 18-yard box, it was smacked goalwards by Enzo Fernandez, and it was saved brilliantly by Leno.
Good play from Breuer. Good pullback from Gallagher, and it's a decent finish from Maatsen. He just lets it run across him from the edge of the box, side foot, left foot, ends up hitting the post, and Fernandez, to be fair to him, he takes a good touch, and Leno does brilliantly to come and smother him for the rebound.
It really does, and it could be a key save, it could be a crucial save. And this is a worry for Chelsea, because Armando Breuer has gone down injured inside the 18-yard box here, and knowing the injury issues that he has had, it is a concern that he is sat down inside the penalty area, and they're trying to help him up. He doesn't want to get up, he wants treatment.
Let's hope it's cramped for him.
And Chelsea are going to have to use Raheem Sterling now, after missing 3 days because of a virus. Didn't train, and he is going to go on in place of Armando Breuer, and you do hope that there's nothing more serious. Well, it's a bit of a concern for Chelsea, and there are a few glum faces, and he's hobbling off over on the far side. You do hope it's not the same knee that he injured earlier last year. He's getting clapped off by the Chelsea fans. And Sterling is ready, and he's going to be able to come on over on the far side to attack this corner that Chelsea have got in front of the mixed end away to our left-hand side. Fulham 0, Chelsea 2, live on TalkSport tonight at Craven Cottage, and Sterling comes running onto the field of play here. Breuer got his first goal of the season after missing a big chance in the opening 90 seconds of the game, and Chelsea leading with that and the goal from Mudryk. The corner about to come in from Maatsen away on this left-hand side. It'll be an outswinger with the left foot, and he swings it towards the back edge of the penalty area. Disasi is there over the head of Leno and over the crossbar as well. Good ball for a goal kick. Another substitution for Fulham, and off comes Harrison Reed, and on comes the Premier League's most used substitute since the beginning of last season, Tom Kearney.
Super talent, Kearney.
A little bit more creativity in the middle of the park.
Absolutely, yeah. Although Reed's done all right, he's kept going. I like that about him. Sometimes a bit pragmatic in the way he plays, but he keeps going. He keeps running off the ball. He keeps trying to get in there. But Kearney can score a goal. Good on set plays. He can open up a defence with his passing. He's a super technician.
Well, Fulham will be hoping for those qualities to be on display tonight here, because they're trailing by 2-0. They've scored just 5 goals this season. To get anything from the game, they need to score twice in the final 25 minutes of this game here. And you just wonder about the choices of Marco Silva. Only elected to make one change tonight, when I think the Fulham fans felt as if they needed more of a freshen up. Ball down the right to Castagna, who's delivering to the box. He's blocked by Colwell, but they have won yet another corner.
Sam, that's what I'm talking about. Castagna's coming out wide and making a run as Iwobi goes in. Maatsen has got to help out Colwell. You can't just let runners go and be. It's too reactive, his defending. You've got to be proactive. It's a problem for Chelsea down this right hand side for Fulham.
Pereira's going to take the corner on the near side, and he's got targets to aim at, including Polina, and it's aimed in towards the near post, and it's headed forward, but a header that came in from I think it was Polina who got on the end of it. It was easily gathered up by Robert Sanchez, and it's cleared away by Chelsea. But again, that corner did a little bit of damage, didn't it?
Yeah, they're just not able to open Chelsea up enough. Often enough.
Not enough chances in the game so far for Fulham. Still awaiting their first shot on target in the match.
That's better.
They need to just up the tempo again and ride this wave that the crowd have been able to provide them with, getting up and trying to drag them into the game again. Here's the balletic Cole Palmer, who turns beautifully on the ball and plays it back to Caicedo. Caicedo to Cucurella just short of halfway. In it goes to Palmer once again, looks up, lifts the ball over the top, looking for the run of Sterling, who's going to come away with the ball. A handball is given against him. I'm not sure that was deliberate. He's turned and fired it goalwards. He said he didn't hear a whistle, and he's got a yellow card for kicking the ball away when he turned and hit his shot goalwards.
Well, if he didn't hear a whistle, then he's got every right to have a go, hasn't he? I'm not sure that's true, though.
Chelsea's top scorer this season with 2 goals, both of them against Luton. And he's on after being a sub tonight. Here is Tim Ream moving up towards halfway, sending the ball into Willian, or he almost gave it back to Gallagher, and then space on the right hand side for Castagna. He's being chased this time by Maatsen. Maatsen's kept closer to him, and Iwobi is there too. On the right side of the Chelsea penalty area, it's with Andreas Pereira, and then it's infield to Paulinho, and then he thinks he was fouled by Gallagher. Referee says play on because Iwobi has got it. Tom Kearney has it, sends it towards the far side. Collected now by Anthony Robinson, who's moving towards the edge of the box. Back to Kearney. Infield to William, and again not decisive enough, but they played the ball eventually down that left channel. It's cleared away by the Sussy. But Kearney's won it back again. 68 gone. This is Robinson again, trundling down the touchline. Back to Kearney, who runs diagonally towards the edge of the box. There's a thicket of blue shirts, and he doesn't really know how to find a way through, so he has to turn and play it to Willian instead. Palmer goes across to him. William tries to take him on, but he can't because Fernandes is there. Did well. Fernandes brings the ball out, plays it against the Fulham player, and wins a throw-in over on the far side.
The sustained pressure from Fulham now is much better. Substitutions have helped, give them a bit more energy, a bit more presence.
Injuries have cost Chelsea so much this season, and then Armando Broja, the latest to be substituted with one. As Fulham try to come down the right, goes out of play.
I think they've lost the outlet of Mudryk as well, haven't they, in the second half? That ability to just give him the ball and let him get him up the pitch.
And he's another one that had to be taken off at half-time. It sort of foxtrot Bowley so much that he got rid of most of the medical department and hired a private firm to help last season. Fergal Kerin came in as a physio from Leinster Rugby. They hired a consultant, and yet they're still top of the Premier League injury table. It's been a real worry for them. Here is Colwell moving up to halfway, plays it square on halfway. Another good ball out from Sanchez into Colwell this time, who took it down well. Gallagher now on the right hand side. Good football from Chelsea, who have been pretty good at getting up the pitch, using those fullbacks better tonight. Cucurella, I think, has had a reasonable game at right back really, and he's been criticised a lot since moving from Brighton. Here's Gallagher combining with Caicedo onto Sterling, edge of the area, pokes it wide. It's a little bit too wide for Maatsen, who keeps it alive. Back into Sterling inside the box, tries to take on Iwobi, who does well, pinches the ball and goes into the right full-back position and clears for Fulham. A slip by Vinicius allows Chelsea to regain possession midway inside Fulham half, and then Colwell this time looks at the pitch because he thinks the ball pops up in front of him as he tries to shuffle it forward, and it goes out of play and away for a throw in the right full-back position. 2-0 Chelsea.
It's amazing what a 2-0 lead can do. Showing the confidence in the Chelsea players, sometimes playing out through the lines, round the corners is good, not like we've seen for some of the early games this season.
William picks it up on the far side, darts to the Chelsea back line, played wide towards Anthony Robinson. Robinson cuts in field, plays it onto the edge of the box where Pereira is waiting for it. He's being harassed by Enzo Fernandez. Fulham just shuffled back a few paces, and now it's wide on the left with William, who comes in field, tries to play a delicate pass into Iwobi, didn't reach him. Caicedo nutmegged Iwobi and then moves the ball out towards this near side. And Chelsea have got it back again. And they do look like a team that's just got a little bit more about them tonight, and that's grown since the first minute really.
Well, they're terrific players, a lot of them, technically very good, international players, you know, they have this capability, but when your confidence is low and you lose a couple of games and you feel unlucky and hard done by, you do get drained of that confidence and energy sometimes. But tonight that 2-0 lead has given them the confidence to keep trying to play, although as I said, Fulham second half have had a go. They just haven't quite got that quality to open the door.
Chelsea have possession again, confidently knocking the ball around. Still think they need a little bit more presence up top, Chelsea. Here's Colwell into Gallagher. It wasn't a great ball this time from Colwell into Gallagher, who couldn't take it.
It wasn't bad, it was a poor touch.
I think he skipped off the turf there, didn't he?
Maybe I'm being a bit harsh.
Here is Kearney, infield, plays it back towards Tim Ream, and then plays it in towards Diop, who strides forward under pressure.
Well played.
And then takes the ball out towards Iwobi, who cuts infield beyond Maatsen. He's got Vinicius in front of him, and out wide he's got Castagna. Castagna in a crossing position. Can he get it in? He delivers the ball deep towards the far post, and Cucurella had to commit. Didn't managed to keep it in, and it goes out for a corner kick.
They've had some lovely patterns of play this half, Fulham, coming out from Diop, who's gained the confidence to come out and keep playing. Castagna getting high, Iwobi dropping into those central areas from right out to in, they call it, rather than in to out. They've got some nice little patterns going down this right-hand side.
Corner kick, far side, Pereira to take it. Diop lurking at the edge of the 6-yard box. Polina at the near post. It goes in towards that near post, and Robert Sanchez comes out, fingers the ball and clears it away.
Did well, the keeper. Not enough keepers these days coming off the line to help the defenders out and claim the ball and catch the ball.
He's huge, isn't he? He's big and makes his presence felt. He stretches out those long limbs, and they do look like go-go gadget arms. They felt that he wasn't the best keeper at the club at Brighton anymore, and he ended up wanting to go and chase first team football, and here he is all of a sudden the number one.
I'm not sure that was the right decision.
Went off to Real Madrid on loan, and Chelsea have got him instead. There is a Spanish keeper, by the way, floating around that hasn't got a club at this moment in time, and he was the Golden Glove winner.
He's in again here
last year. Wonder who'll pick him up. Castagna on the right-hand side, edge of the 18-yard box. Iwobi in towards Vinicius. His header is on target, but he heads it straight at Robert Sanchez. And he did have a joiner from midfield, Andreas Pereira.
He did. Ream, great ball out wide. Castagna free again. Colwell 2v1, can't do anything. Iwobi, clever little ball. Vinicius doesn't see Pereira coming for the knockdown, or if he does, it's really poor decision to try and score from there with no pace on the ball. Good move again.
Wasn't enough pace on the ball for him to generate it enough from his neck muscle to get it beyond Robert Sanchez, so the best option would have been to dab it down to the on-rushing Pereira. Going to be another change, and Pereira is off. Sasa Lukic is on, back from a knee injury, wearing number 28.
See, Levi Colwell has got to be screaming to Maatsen. He's got to be demanding that he tracks his runner, because he's getting 2v1s, and it's the only little bit of joy Fulham are getting. Now they might just get away with it, but it's too obvious, too easy for Castagna just to break forward, and he's in every time. He's tracked him once. We saw him track him once, but it can't be 1 in 3. It's got to be every single time. Help your left back out. You're winning the game 2-0. It's not just about attacking.
Polina gets the ball and runs down the right-hand side again. Maatsen caught upfield as the ball is turned over. He's now trying to get back into position as William breaks down the left. Anthony Robertson gets in towards the edge of the box and tries to pull the ball back. Doesn't reach Polina, and it's cleared away. And then Enzo Fernandez tries to flick it round Tim Ream, and it wasn't the best decision. He's giving it straight back to Fulham.
He's got himself in great positions, Robinson. He's just flattered his seam a little bit in that final third. The pullbacks, the crosses. Great willingness to get in there.
Lukic back into the heart of the defence, plays it upfield. Ream into Tom Kearney. Ream's trying to encourage his team to move further forward. He holds on to possession. He's being chased by Gallagher and almost got robbed of it before he gave it back to Bernd Leno. Here is good ball. Iwobi out towards the far side. It's collected by William, but he's robbed by Cucurella, and then it's back to Conor Gallagher. Here is Caicedo into Enzo Fernandez. Currently Fulham 0, Chelsea 2. The latest odds from Ladbrokes. Third goal, next goal market. Fulham 23-10 to score the next goal. Chelsea 7-4. No score is 7-5. It's all thanks to Ladbrokes. Play at ladbrokes.com. And both these two teams in action on Saturday. Adrian will be bringing you all the goals as they go in from the EFL, from the Premier League. The fastest goal service in the country, the best way to spend your Saturday afternoon. TalkSport full service Saturdays, including the phone-in with Gabby and Jenny O'Hara a little bit later on as well. Here on the left-hand side, the ball is collected by William for Fulham. They need a goal and they need one quickly. Into Kearney, who turns and tries to play into the centre. It's in towards Lukic. It's saved by Sanchez. Comes back out on the edge of the box, but it's smuggled behind by Chelsea. Robert Sanchez has just made a startling save from Sasa Lukic, who really thinks he should have opened his Fulham account.
Well, it's a dreadful miss. Forget, he's hit it straight at the keeper. It's an easy finish. Brilliant ball from Kearney. He's just come on. Really bad finish. 6 yards out, 7 yards out. He's got to score. He's just got to knock it either side. 6 yards out. No, you can't miss them. He knows. You're not going to get an easier chance than that all season.
Just to make a change, Cole Palmer has done his job.
Best player on the pitch.
And Leslie Ubachukwu comes on to help out the defence here. He is absolutely huge, Leslie Ubachukwu.
That would have been a grandstand last 10 minutes, wouldn't it, if he'd have scored that?
Yeah, it was fortunate for Chelsea that they didn't concede. Robert Sanchez making the save, but it was a save that he instinctively made because it was too close to him.
Yeah, it was a poor finish.
Good night for Cole Palmer, who is withdrawn by Maurizio Pochettino. And he's settled in quite well, really. When you think that Chelsea and all the storm that has been surrounding them, the fact that he's come into the team and settled quite quickly, hit the ground running, fitted seamlessly in, is quite impressive. Ball kicked clear over the halfway line by Chelsea. Chasing it is Enzo Fernandez, but it's easily picked up by Bernd Leno. They have lost a little bit of presence up top since Breuer has gone off, haven't they?
And Mudryk as well. Second half they've not been as good, not much of it, not the same threat. They had the Maatsen chance, obviously.
That was when Ian Maatsen rattled the upright of the goal from just inside the box after good set-up work by Conor Gallagher. And then the resulting opportunity that came off the woodwork fell to Enzo Fernandez, and what a save it was from Leno. Ball sent wide out to Anthony Robinson, can't control it as he goes round the back. Cucurella is there and he miscontrols it. Anthony Robinson, it goes behind and away for a goal kick away to our right. 11 minutes to go. The sports bar is open for business. 03717 22 3344. That's the number to call tonight. Sports bar with Jamie O'Hara and Carlton Cole taking your calls on national radio. You get reaction from Maurizio Pochettino and from Marco Silva tonight, live into the programme. Stick with Talk Sport for that.
He's thinking about that miss, let me assure you.
How long does it play on your mind?
Days. Till the next game. Wouldn't sleep tonight.
Cesar Lukic, who
be depressed in the morning.
You're not painting a great picture for him here.
No, but this is how big these moments are in games. You know, you've got to get on with it. Of course you have. He didn't mean to miss. It's one of those things. He did well getting in there, but such a great opportunity.
Great opportunity for Fulham to get back into the game with 10 minutes to go. They haven't done so, and Chelsea still have their 2-goal advantage. And they've won the ball back on the right-hand side. It's brilliant from Gallagher, who's shut down Ream. And he's bursting away on the right. He's got Sterling in the centre, but he decides to fire the ball goalwards, and it hits straight into Tom Kenny, and it bounces towards the far side.
Did the hard bit, winning the ball back, breaking free, did all the hard bit. Just that bit of composure you need.
Leno playing out from the back. Fulham have it with Tim Ream. Chelsea about to win for only the second time this season. They've been criticised for not running enough in games. It sounds a little bit basic, but they looked at the running stats before the match, and only Palace ran fewer kilometres per game than Pochettino's Chelsea team. They've had a bit more energy and swagger about them tonight. Vinicius has done well, and then Thiago Silva has dived in to get the ball clear for Chelsea. It's brilliant defending by the 39-year-old. It's poked through towards Ubachukwu and then on to Enzo Fernandez, back to Conor Gallagher, and then Cucurella just short of the centre circle, and Chelsea have possession again. Fulham came into today's game with an identical record to last season, and last season, remember, they had a really good campaign, a campaign which sort of frittered out towards the end because of the suspension to Mitrovic. Here is Caicedo down the left-hand side, played into Maatsen, whose cross into the box is aimed towards Sterling. It was never going to reach him, and then Fulham playing out from the back are immediately squeezed and under pressure, and the fans don't like it because Chelsea are threatening to win the ball back, and Iwobi has to play out on this near side. The only difference between last season and this, by the way, at this stage, is that Fulham has scored 4 fewer goals, and that's been a real problem for them. Yeah. How do you address that problem?
I'd rather go away. They've got to wait till January, I think, and give him some reinforcements, because he hasn't really had the budget that I expected him to get after last season's success.
And after selling Mitrovic.
Exactly. I'm surprised. was the right time to, bring in some. I know they brought in Traore and Jimenez, and he will help Traore, of course, with his pace and his presence. But there's a gaping hole that's been left by Mitchell. The presence, the aerial, in terms of goals,
personality as well.
Personality, the fire in his belly, if you like. I mean, Jimenez is trying. I'm not saying that, but he just doesn't look what he was.
A little bit disappointing from Fulham tonight, but Chelsea and their manager will sleep a little bit easier in his West London bed. He lives right near Harrods. He likes the freedom that the posh area of London gives him. He doesn't get bothered too much and go about his daily business. Well, I'm certain that the trip to the Harrods food hall will be a little bit more pleasant with 3 points in the bag. Here is Tim Ream moving down the left-hand side, up towards the halfway line, chipping it down into the left corner of the field. It's picked up over on that far side by Anthony Robinson, who's marauded forward again from left fullback into Tom Kearney once more, being chased by Enzo Fernandez. 84 on the clock, still 2-0 Chelsea. Caicedo had some treatment, is back on. William with a shot from distance, straight down the throat of Robert Sanchez, who manages to catch it first time.
Kearney's made a difference since he's come on. He's a creative player from midfield who can get you some goals. I think you might have to think about starting to play him in the forthcoming weeks.
Chelsea snuggling up behind Manchester United with 8 points from 7 games. It's not a great start. There's no sugarcoating it. 8 points from 7 games from a team that's spent £1 billion is pretty average, to say the least. But winning here tonight will make them feel a whole host better. Iwobi trying to just block their copybook, stopped by Ugochukwu. Down on the left-hand side, it's collected by Ian Matson. Back into Ugochukwu, and then a touch around the corner into Sterling by Enzo Fernandez. Good football by Chelsea. Fernandez has got it back from Sterling and then plays it through the middle, and it's aimed towards Sterling, but it hits the back of the heels of Diop, and it didn't quite come off. And Fulham bring it clear. Still 2-0. Fulham will be 13th tonight after this. They also will have 8 points from their 7 games, but -7 goal difference.
Well, they have played Arsenal and Man City away, to be fair.
They drew that game with Arsenal.
2-1. Yeah, tough game though.
Down to 10 men for a lot of it as well. Calvin Bassey was sent off in the second half, early in the second half, with 2 yellow cards, but they did fight back to draw 2-2 in that game. They were well beaten away at the game with Manchester City, but that all turned on a big VAR call, didn't it? Here down the right hand side, the ball is with Castagna into the centre, looking for Vinicius, away by Thiago Silva. Scoops the ball out on this near side and away for a throw-in. A few ifs, buts and maybes for Fulham, haven't there, over the course of the early part of the season. The game against Brentford here I don't think was very good, but again there was another incident in that game that went against them. Castagna trying to get into the penalty area, away by Thiago Silva.
Castagna's had a good second half. He's made a real impact down that right side. Probably chuffed a bit, said Mudryk had gone off.
Normality being restored. Chelsea were unbeaten in 10 Premier League visits to Craven Cottage before last season. They're going to win here tonight. It's going to be Fulham's 4th defeat in their last 13 games. That's all. They don't get beaten very often. Here is Willian towards the far post. The header by Carlos Vinicius is over the top, and it's away for a goal kick for Chelsea.
Been a lot of nearly moments. Puffed and puff second half, nearly moments. Some good moves, some good ideas, just not quite had that bit of quality when it mattered to get back in the game. That one wonderful chance with 12 minutes to go.
Robert Sanchez is going to be booked for time wasting here by Tim Robinson. Taking too long over the goal kick. Away to our right. Levi Colwell just said actually he was pushing us up to get to the halfway line. Ball clipped up towards Sterling, away by Diop. Back down the right it goes. Sterling trying to chase, headed by Ream into his goalkeeper's arms. Marco Silva, his next fixture sees Sheffield United, the visitors here, before going away to Spurs and away to Brighton.
That's a big game, that one.
And then away to Villa. It's a big period for Fulham, I think.
One game at a time, you just get the next one and you move from there, and then that is huge. some tough fixtures coming up. They're not full of goals, they're not full of creativity. We've seen that. They've tried manfully second half to get back in this game. They have given themselves a mountain. 2 errors from Ream, but they're not going to score a lot of goals at the moment with the personnel they've got available to them. So that Sheffield United goal is going to be huge. Game, sorry.
2.5 to go. Overchuck from inside his own penalty area. Tries to find Fernandes. Anthony Robinson read it, pinched it, sends it back to the edge of the box. It's by Willian out towards the right hand side. A chance to cross for Castagna. He stands it up towards the near post. It wasn't the best delivery. Plucked out of the sky easily by the Spaniard Sanchez, and it will be cleared away. So it's still Fulham 0, Chelsea 2. Chelsea moving up towards the top end of the bottom half of the table. So that's positive as you can say.
You know what? You said it with glee. As if you were happy at the programme.
You've been moaning all night about Fulham.
No, I am disappointed. I do feel as a whole, a gap that's been left by Mitrovic that needs filling, and they haven't. I'm surprised they haven't spent the money. It's disappointing. I did say beginning of the season I was surprised that they hadn't given me enough funds to make this, try and improve the squad.
Well, they hadn't done so up until this point, and they'll have to wait till January in order to do it. And I think he needs a little bit of extra resource. He did turn down the chance to go and manage in Saudi Arabia in the summer. Are you suggesting that's not the case?
Well, did you ask him?
I haven't personally asked him, no. But I think he indicated that, didn't he?
Well, he got a new contract out of it, didn't he?
Through his powers that be, for his representatives. So you're suggesting it was a ploy?
I think there's a lot of politics go on behind the scenes. Let's just say.
Cynical Danny Murphy.
Realist, some would call me a realist.
You're a bundle of joy today. You walked in here telling me that you were going to have a bit of humour tonight.
I know, but it's got to be appropriate. And I'm disappointed.
Fulham 0, Chelsea 2.
I am on a serious note. I'm actually really pleased for Mudryk. I think he's taken some unfair criticism, and I know what a talent he is and going to be.
He was on the score sheet.
Yeah, he was. Great goal, wasn't it? It was a super goal.
It was a brilliant, well-worked goal from Chelsea, really. The whole thing was great. But he had to be substituted at half-time, which is a disappointment, especially with a club that's going through an injury crisis. Here is Colwill charging through the centre. It's been another bright spot for Chelsea today. Into Sterling. We're going to switch the play to the far side. Fulham 0, Chelsea 2. And we are into the final few seconds of the game. We're going to have Simon Hooper just to tell us what's happening with the added time. The ball has been played into Sterling down the right channel. He can't get onto the end of Fernandez's pass.
Poor pass though, wasn't it?
Too heavy, not the right weight on the ball. And there's 5 minutes of added time. Chelsea about to record just a third win in 17 Premier League games on the road. Their away form was terrible. Their form was just terrible last season. I know that Frank Lampard has been talking today for the first time really about his time. He said he wasn't surprised that Chelsea performed the start of the season the way they have, because he experienced it himself with a lack of confidence in the group. And when you haven't got confidence, it's very difficult to put results on the board. No matter the talent that you've got, Chelsea knew their season was over well before he turned up. The best performance they put in under him was the game against Real Madrid, and the second leg where they gave themselves a fighting chance for 45 minutes before the game was taken away from them, and their season ended that night really, and then just drifted towards the summer. The rebuild continued, big characters were moved on, rightly or wrongly. I'm sure that will be debated for many a year. But Mauricio Pochettino has got the responsibility to try and cajole this young group, mould them into a team over the next few years, and try and get them back to where they believe they should be competing. If you spend £1 billion, you've got to at least be trying to get into the Champions League. And Chelsea, I think, are still quite away from that.
Yeah, I agree. I think he'll believe differently, especially when he gets some of his players fit. Well, he certainly will believe that. I think he'll think they'll still give it a good go this season. He'll have that belief. I'm not so sure.
Enzo Fernandez feels he was fouled over on the far side, and a free kick is given to Chelsea. They're just running out time now. This is Mauricio Pochettino's first away win in the Premier League since January 2019. That was when he was at Tottenham. Do you know who they beat that day?
Leicester.
Fulham. 2 minutes of added time have been played. The Fulham fans just getting to their feet now and just going down some of the exits. They've seen enough, the Chelsea fans.
The problem you've got here at the Cottage now, of course, is the high bar that was set last season and the expectancy. You know, it's the same at many clubs. They have a really brilliant season and enjoy what they're watching and expect the same again. And when you fall back from it, the frustration.
Especially when you sell your best player, it's not easy to maintain, is it?
No.
Caicedo out to Gallagher and then Cucurella. Are you suggesting that the Fulham fans shouldn't expect more?
No, I'm just saying
Should they be more Danny Murphy realistic?
I think it's realistic to think they should have spent more money replacing Mitrovic. I don't think that's unfair from the fans.
No, but I mean, should the fans be more realistic seeing as they haven't brought in someone to replace Mitrovic?
Yeah, I think so. But obviously emotion gets the better of you, doesn't it? You're going to be frustrated watching your team against your local rivals and you're not really able to get a foothold in the game because of the lack of quality, and especially in the opposition box. We've seen that second half.
03717 2233 4. If you're a Fulham fan leaving the ground, you want to have your say. If you're a Chelsea fan, improved performance from them tonight. 03717 2233 4. From a Chelsea striker, Carlton Cole involved in the sports bar tonight with Jamie O'Hara. Gallagher, who's fighting and scrapping over on the far side.
I think it's he has. He's played well, Gallagher. I think it's fair to say the biggest plus for Chelsea is the front three.
Here is William down the left-hand side, collides over on that far side with Moises Caicedo, and they both look really hurt by that. Both of them went down immediately. Immediately there was a call to the physios on this near side. Willian is getting back up slowly. Caicedo taking a bit more time. He's holding the back of his knee here, Caicedo. Williams gone down, having his knee stretched out as well. I think Williams was more of a bang.
I think it looked like a contact injury, an impact injury, rather than a twist.
But the way that Caicedo then reacted to that, felt that it might have been a little bit more damage. I can't work out whether the knee's the problem or he's taken it somewhere else. But Noni Madueke is about to come on for his first appearance since his slight injury and indiscretion, and another change as well for Chelsea. Alex Matos is coming on as well.
I mean, Pochka couldn't come on himself. There's only 30 seconds left.
Yes, it's
waddle on.
He looks in good shape now. Maurizio Pochettino. Alex Matos is coming on.
Well, I was sat next to the pool, chatting with him in Doha.
Were you?
And it would be fair to say we both put on a bit of timber. So it's not for me to be critical, but I'm sure, it's good living, isn't it? The fella.
You both look smart to me.
He's outside the Harrods food, you said he lives outside Harrods.
Yeah, he does.
Can't help but eat.
Where did you live when you were at Fulham? You didn't live near Harrods, did you?
No. Not a bit of me, that central. I like a bit of peace and quiet. I used to go up there now and again.
What's it? Home delivery boy, were you? Rather than going out to the supermarket yourself?
Yeah, I've been caught, yeah.
That's about right for you. Caicedo just slowly but surely coming off. He's got an injury to his right leg, I think it is. And he is hobbling over on the far side. He doesn't look comfortable at all.
No, the only thing I can do, hopefully for his sake, is that I've had a couple of where you get a knee on the side of your knee and you've got nerve endings there that just shoot pains down. You think you've done more than you've done, and 10 minutes later it's okay. Nice to see him shaking hands there. It was accidental, wasn't it?
Yes, it was just a coming together of two players, I think. And he's trotting off with Willian out towards this near side. And we have literally got only seconds left to play here. I think the referee would be wise to sort of blow the whistle as soon as possible, because Fulham fans have given up. Fulham have given up themselves.
Well, I was just saying the front three is the plus, because you've got Cole Palmer, the best player on the pitch. You've got Mudryk, who's got his first goal of the season and got a bit of confidence, although with the injury, let's hope that's not too bad, because that would be disastrous. And then you've got Breuer, who's come back first game, and right, a bit fortunate to get the goal, but he looked alright, he's got a goal. So some positives for Chelsea.
Some big positives for Chelsea, I think, and I'm sure their fans will want to reflect on those with Jamie O'Hara and with Carlton Cole. 03717 2233 4. Sterling trying to steal in ahead of Castagna as the ball was played back to him a little bit short. It bounces into the left wing position and it's collected by Bernd Leno, and then it's out towards the far side, and Tim Ream in the dying embers of this game will float the ball forward. We played 7 of the 5 added minutes at the end of the game. There was an injury during that period. Willian forward, Sterling trying to stretch, Iwobi up over the top looking for Vinicius. It's in between the two centre-backs, but it's going to go into the arms of Robert Sanchez, and Chelsea will be able to clear. 2-0 and another victory for Mauricio Pochettino, and importantly a clean sheet as well, I think, for Robert Sanchez and for his group. Some good performances from Cole Palmer, from Mudryk in the first half, although he had to come off injured, and an injury to Armando Broja. But it's 2 wins in a week, and it changes the mood around Mauricio Pochettino and Chelsea. No Jackson, no Chilwell, no James, but Chelsea have had enough to overcome their near neighbours. They leapfrog Fulham and go into 11th, just behind Manchester United. First goal for Mykhailo Mudryk, the first goal of the season for Armando Broja, but they know this is just the start of the revival that they hope will resuscitate their season. Fulham still have only scored once at home all campaign, and that is becoming a bit of a concern. Pochettino wins on the road in the Premier League for the first time since January 2019, and it's here again. Fulham 0, Chelsea 2.